First, it was the Tic Tacs. That for a container of Tic Tacs, it is now $3.09. It is a tragedy, folks. This is how I gauge the economy, by the price of candy, because it's got to be like basically worthless. It's got to be like pennies. It has to cost pennies to make all this genetically modified candy. I mean, Tic Tacs don't even have any calories. They're just little chemical pills. And they're $3.09. And now the biggest tragedy of them all. The biggest. There's a gas station by my house. One of my favorite little treats that I like to get when I treat myself is a little box of lemon heads. And I like them because I like lemon heads, and I also like them because it's just cheap. It was like the one thing that you could buy with a couple quarters. It was 50 cents for a little box. 50 cents. Yesterday, I go into the gas station. I used the restroom, and I'm like, dude, probably need a box of lemon heads. Went, got them, threw them on the counter. Dude, rings up for 99 cents. $1. $1. That is a 50% increase, and this just happened. Yesterday was Monday. The day before, Sunday. Sunday, I bought a box, 50 cents. Saturday, I bought a box, 50 cents. Listen, I go to the gas station all the time, and lemon heads. It's also not very much candy, you know? It's not like buying a gigantic, like, share size. Like, everything is a share size. Like, what am I sharing it with? My fat cells? Come on, nobody needs this much candy. So Saturday, Sunday, 50 cents. Yesterday, $1, man. $1. The economy is collapsing. Just fires. There will be fires. There will be great distress. Because the candy is just, people are going to riot. I'm going to lead those riots. I'm just going to wear the skins and furs of animals and people, and I'm going to storm the streets and lead a revolt because of these price increases on candy. And I'm going to storm places and take over, lead a revolution. I am Candy Max. I am not Mad Max. I am Candy Max. Dude, it just pisses me off, man. I wanted to go back and I wanted to rob them. I wanted to take all the lemon heads, and I wanted to rob them. Not even secretly. Just like, I don't have a gun on me, but if you don't let me take these lemon heads, I will go and get one. Speaking of economic collapse, I have a friend that sent me this book. He's like, I dare you to read this book. And I'm like, what is, he's like, it was almost too much for me. And I'm like, what the hell is in this book, dude? The book is called 1 Second After. So without giving away any major plot spoilers or anything like that, basically it's about an EMP bomb going off and killing all the electricity. And the synopsis of is like, the moment the power dies, everything electronic stops. So like the cars stall, phones die, traffic jams, clog every highway, planes stop communicating in the sky. And it's the quietness that is terrifying because it seems so real. So it's not like oh, like an exaggerated scenario of what would happen. It's based and grounded in 100% reality. And then the realization that medicine is worthless without refrigeration. So insulin, antibiotics, heart meds, they're all gone. So then all these people that rely on them are suddenly facing a ticking clock. Just tick, 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 dead. And so from that angle, it's more frightening than violence. What's more frightening than violence is helplessness. And then the grocery store rush. So there's no warning when this goes up, so nobody stocks up. And then when people realize the power isn't coming back on, they panic. Hit the grocery stores. The shelves get stripped. People fight over basics. Irrational fear spreads. And then the book gets uncomfortable to read because it feels like you're watching society crack in real time. This is what people have said about the book. I haven't even read the book. This is what I told my friend. I messaged him back. I'm like, I have way too much going on right now, and I can't add psychological damage to the list. So I won't be reading it. But the book sounds insane. Maybe you're strong enough. Maybe you're mentally strong enough right now to read this book. And if so, read it. Let me know how you like it. 1 second after. So then the book focuses on the moral decisions about food. So the town has to ration food, and then the choices become brutal. They're thinking who gets fed, who doesn't, how do you tell families there isn't enough, and all that. So it's not really gore or action. It's the emotional weight that makes it intense. And then it focuses on human desperation as the days turn into weeks. So then people start changing. Neighbors become unpredictable. The crime rises. Desperation pushes ordinary people to extremes. So the psychological unraveling feels more disturbing than any violence. And then there's a major event in the book involving outsiders coming to, because the book focuses on a small town, I think in Georgia. I think that's what I remember reading, a small town in Georgia. Nonetheless, a small town. So then outsiders are coming into the town, and a group arrives. They're organized, ruthless, and desperate. And then the showdown is one of the most stressful parts of the book. So then it turns into people just trying to survive into full conflict. And the ending, all people have said about it is it's emotional, it's not Hollywood, and it makes you sit silently after and just stare into the abyss as you're just haunted by the sobering account that is in this book. So that's 1 second after. I'm like, dude, I'll put it on my list of books to read. Just I can't read it right now. I can't read it right now. I was, hitting up the news sites and going through the news of the day and stuff, like we all do. And there is this book that came out, a biography that this dude wrote. He was an MTV mogul. All right. His name is Tom Freston. It's called Unplugged. And this guy was at the start of MTV, right? When they were just starting MTV and Nickelodeon. And he went to go work for Viacom with the chairman, Summer Redstone, which I think Summer Redstone is still alive. And if that is the case, that is insane. I don't know if he is or not. He's got to be... Oh, he died in 2020. Died in 2020 and went to hell. Summer Redstone. I don't know, dude. He just seems like, if you look into that dude, just a weirdo, creep, billionaire psychopath. And this guy kind of even shed some light on his psychopathodry. So I don't know. This dude has a weird story. I might actually read this book because he was responsible for starting Comedy Central on a whim. on a whim, and that's kind of the main reason why I wanted to bring this book up, because I thought it was fascinating. So this dude was living in Afghanistan and India, and for whatever reason, I don't even know. I'm not even going to dig into that part of it, but and I don't know how he ended up in working for them exactly, but he said at the time they didn't want insiders in the TV. Like Nickelodeon, I guess, they hired predominantly like school teachers at the beginning. And they just wanted people, from the outside coming in and to build something new, is what he said. But in there is included a wild story, it says, about how Comedy Central was born one day without any plan whatsoever. So he said that there were so many Comedy Central stories to choose from, but he wanted to include this one. And what it was is that they were like, hey, HBO is starting a comedy channel. Well, we should start one this afternoon. Let's just announce it. We'll all be in the news articles. And it worked like a charm. They just said, yeah, we're going to launch our own comedy channel, Comedy Central. And now the thing is worth like $1 billion, billions of dollars. And then one of the interesting stories that is in the book is where he met this cannibal general, warlord, named General Butt Naked. And I guess in what is the play about the Mormons that Trey Parker and Matt Stone created, like the Book of Mormon musical? I guess there's a character based on this guy in it, but in there he's called General Butt Effing Naked. They had to throw that in. Copyright, They don't want to get sued by the cannibal warlord General Butt Naked, so they got to throw that in and go, hey, this guy's middle name is Effin. But he didn't put it in there because he thought that it was a downer because the guy killed like 10,000 people and ripping hearts out of kids. So then I looked up this dude. I'm like, who is General Butt Naked? He got it because he would go into battles, butt naked. Just a psychopath. But I guess in his early years, he was part of a secret society where they would do, child sacrifices and stuff like that. And then he raised a child army and killed a bunch of people. For what reason? I didn't really dive into it to find out. But then he said that he had a vision of Jesus. He quit all that, stopped being a warlord, turned in his guns. I don't know who the hell he turned them into. And started studying the Bible and writing sermons, and did that for the rest of his life. I was like, dude, talk about a twist. I mean, that is a twist if I've ever heard one. Going down the path, you're General Butt Naked, you're leading a child army of butt naked soldiers into battle, you're ripping hearts out of kids, and then you give your life to Jesus and go that way. And from what I've read about it, dude, it seems very, very authentic. Like he really did. Like he wasn't really trying to get out of his war crimes and stuff. I don't think he would have ever been charged. This is the kind of thing that the government wanted wherever he was. And I don't remember what country he was in. Probably somewhere insane like Nigeria or something. I'm gonna find out. Yeah, look at this guy. Kind of looks like Carl Winslow back in the day. So we got to find out where. Oh, Libya. So this dude was in Libya when he was doing all the killing and the eating and the nakedness. But now he's a reformed man. He's 54 years old. Crazy. He was doing that pretty young. This was like in the 80s, late 80s. Born in 71. He was like 29, 28 when he was leading his butt naked people. They say that General Butt Naked was the deadliest cannibal of all time and a human rights activist. 1995. This is a meme that someone put on Reddit. I don't know. I'm going to read it. This is the first time I read it. So 1995. Hi there. I'm General Butt Naked. FYI, I just massacred your entire village, sacrificed a third of your kids to the gods, forced another third of them to join my army of butt naked child soldiers, and I ate the last third of them. And then there's this woman that's looking at him saying, WTF. 1999. Hi there, remember me? I wanted to apologize for my previous behavior. I was going through a lot. My new goal is to make this country a better place and help out my survivors. I'm currently on my apology tour. Do you forgive me? And then it's the same lady and she's saying WTF. He wanted, yeah, dude. So I guess he had a Facebook at one time. This guy said I was friends with him on the Facebook over a decade ago. And yeah, this one dude said he's the modern day St. Paul. True. I mean, Paul was going around and killing all the Christians. And then he met Jesus on the road to Damascus. It was like, Saul, why do you persecute me? Blinded him. And then Paul became Paul. Legend. Wrote almost all the New Testament, was beaten, shipwrecked, and then for the final finale, decapitated. Head cut off by, I believe, Nero. I know Nero killed Peter and his wife. Peter was crucified upside down. Hell of a way to go. Hell of a way to go. First, Peter had to watch his wife die on a cross in the middle of the Colosseum as Nero rode around on a chariot butt naked. What is it with these people in power and killing and murdering and being butt naked? Demon possession, I guess. And then the next day, so he had to watch his wife die. They went to go crucify him, and he was like, no, I'm not worthy to die in the same way as my Lord. And they said, fine, and they crucified him upside down. Well, then it took like a week to die, because part of the way that you die when you are crucified on a cross is, you know, you would have to like lift yourself up by the wounds of your hands to catch your breath. And you didn't have that same asphyxiation when you're upside down. Stuff like that. So, let's see. Did Nero kill Paul? Let's see what the system says. Yeah, so he was almost certainly executed in Rome under Nero. Dead. But yeah, dude, General butt naked. Crazy. The world is insane, dude. Like there are just people walking around like that. So, but anyways, this dude goes on about this book. I'll pull his name up here again. Tom Freston. And then he says about Summer Redstone that he was in Asia and he ended up going to sex clubs with Summer Redstone and his wife. And that he was very uncomfortable, thought it was weird, and he wanted to leave and left. But Summer Redstone wanted a closer look. So he went up there and would just get right up in there and watch it in there. And he was, I mean, he says he was creeped out, but who's to say? He probably didn't want to make his boss angry. He was probably like, no, dude, this is awesome. This isn't weird at all. He said he'd never seen this side of him. You know, he said on the one hand, he's a brilliant businessman, bold and unstoppable. Because he started the conglomerate Viacom at 65, but then there was a side of him that was emerging, he saw. And then after he left the company, it says that he was spending like $150 million on hookers. I don't know if that is, if he's just inflating that and exaggerating that, or if that is insane. And this is a guy who was running Nickelodeon, running Nickelodeon. So you wonder about those people, you know, all the horror stories that come out of pedophilia and sexual assault of the people that were running Nickelodeon. And then you go, well, yeah, dude, the guy that runs the whole thing, who owns it, is hanging out at sex clubs in Asia and spending $150 million on hookers. Do you really think he cares what other people are doing at his company and to children? And I'm trying to think. It's not Daniel. What was that guy's name? Dan Nickelodeon. I'm typing and speaking because that's how I have to do it. Quiet on set. Dan Schneider. It's like, yeah, dude, Dan Schneider was running around. He was probably best friends with Summer Redstone. Let's see. Dan, let's see. We're gonna find out. We're gonna get to the bottom of this together. Was Dan Schneider close with Summer Redstone? We're gonna find out. They're probably best friends. Come on, system. AI, it's the downfall. Good question. I couldn't find any credible evidence. Lies. The cover-up continues. AI, you son of a... My gosh. Yeah, dude, AI is... People are not excited about it, let me tell you. They're coming out. They were excited about the .com boom, not excited about the... Not excited about the AI boom. Oh, I thought I'd... People are weary, dude. People are weary. I mean, Elon Musk is set to make more money like a year than every elementary school teacher combined. That is our world. Like, why would that dude need that much money? No, it's just insane. Insane, the hoarding. You know, you have your hoarders like on the TV shows that are just hoarding like dead cats and newspapers and stuff like that. And then you have the next level of hoarding, which is money. And you're just like, yeah, I mean, if they die, they die. If the people starve, they starve. This is my money. I made it. And I'm going to dive into it off a diving board. Just like Scrooge-McDuck. You know that there are billionaires out there that have done that. You know that they have. That have swam in money. 100%. I believe it. There's some, especially like in like other countries, like kings of other countries and stuff like that are like just, you know, crazy and really can do whatever they want, kill whoever they want, do whatever they want. You know that they have swam deep in the money. Probably not gold, because like if you filled a room up with gold coins and then dove off of a diving board into it head first, like you die probably. Your neck snaps and then you're just laying dead on a sea of your own gold. Hell of a way to go. And I mean, it would be, I mean, people would celebrate. If I was in a country and Saddam Hussein died on a pile of his own gold trying to dive into it, it would be a happy day. It would be a happy day. What else is going on in the world? Look at this. Man, the new, did you know that the Mormon women are getting new underwear? Dude, they're getting new underwear in the place that's selling it, Desert Brook, I think. There is a line, they're showing a video. There was a line like the old days, like Black Friday at Best Buy. And I'm talking about like the 2000s. You know, the early 2000s. I did it, dude. I mean, we camped out hard. After Thanksgiving dinner, all my buddies, we would meet at Best Buy, wait in line, drink beers, go in there, spend money that we didn't have on credit cards. And that's how I got my PlayStation 2. That's how I got Grand Theft Auto. And I'll tell you one thing, if people say that video games don't affect your psyche, that is a lie. I remember when like Vice City came out and I played that game for 8 hours or more a day. And then after like the second or third day, I was leaving to go to a friend's house and I'm driving out of my neighborhood and I see a vehicle up ahead and I just start speeding up. Like I was going to ram it or something like that. It was training me. And now, dude, I haven't played Grand Theft Auto since Vice City. I couldn't even imagine what that game is like now. How detailed, how graphic of the selling of drugs, of the killing of the prostitutes, of the killing of police. I mean, this is just training the children. Training, it should be banned. I should start a petition. I should start a movement. I should form an army, and they will be clothed. They won't be butt naked. I will also be clothed. I will not be butt naked. And then we'll start some book burnings and some video game burnings. Just burn them all. You get Atari. That's what I think. I think that I form an army, lead it, get everyone to burn every video game and video game console except the Atari. And just go, here you go, children. You can have this 2D thing where you watch the ball bounce back and forth and you have to hit it with your thing that looks like a 2x4. And you know what? Society would start to change for the better if we did that. I'm going to lead that charge. I want to. I just know I won't get very far because people will not be on board. They love their precious too much. Their precious games. But yeah, dude, this, so apparently the old Mormon underwear, really gross. It's almost looks like paper mache. And it's all crumpled up and it's weird looking and apparently it's long or whatever. Why the hell are the Mormons making people wear special underwear? I mean, my God. It's a false religion. They believe in a false Jesus. They believe in a fake God. Abandon the faith. Abandon it. Abandon your underwear. But now they have a skimpy version of the sacred underwear, and the women are lined up like Black Friday at Best Buy to buy the new underwear. And you want to know what? I don't blame them. I'm looking at the old underwear. You have to wear that under your clothes. My Lord, it looks so uncomfortable and so frumpy. And this is just like Spanx, you know. And the women want it, 10 a.m. I mean, people are lined up around the block. You got the Mormon husbands with their women to buy the special underwear. God, jeez. Could you read the real Bible, please? Could you guys, all the Mormons out there, could you just pick up the actual Bible and read it? And not the new and not improved version? That's why I can't stand Glenn Beck. Glenn Beck's for this. Glenn Beck probably makes his wife wear this underwear and his daughters. Ugh. And then he acts like it's Christianity. It's not Christianity. Never is. Moving on. Getting too wound up over the Mormons and their belief that when they die, they'll go rule their own planet and be a god. That's why I don't trust them. I don't know. I don't know if you can really trust a man who thinks and believes with all of his heart that when he dies, he's going to be a god, because that means he wants to be a god, and he definitely wants to be a god on this earth. So I can't trust him. Can't do it. And but we're gonna move on here. Still upset about the lemon heads. I'm not buying the lemon heads anymore. I'm not doing it. I won't pay $1. I probably will. God, they got me. Now I'll probably have to steal them. It's the only way to do it. Just theft. Just committing thou shalt not steal. Unless they keep raising the prices. That's the fine print of the commandment. I'm just joshing around right now. Just joshing around. Look at this. The president is so out of control. Like, Donald Trump is out of control. I just don't, like, I guess he escalated his war with the press, and there was a female reporter who attempted to ask about the Jeffrey Epstein files during a gaggle, aboard Air Force One. That is a weird word to use. And he said, "Quiet, Piggy. Quiet, Piggy." I'm laughing because it's so insane, dude. It's just an insane thing to say to a woman. The remark captured on a White House released video shows Trump turning toward an off-camera female reporter and saying, quiet, Piggy, while waving a finger in her direction. It's just, could you even imagine, dude? You could only do that if you were a guy and you had security around you. Otherwise, man, the nails are coming out, hair is being pulled. I mean, yeah, so this one, Miss Universe, Alicia, who won the title aged 19 while Trump co-owned the organization of Teen Miss Universe, has also described how he would aggressively bark at her, sometimes calling her Miss Piggy. He was overwhelming. I was so scared of him, she said. This is in 2016, she said that. He'd yell at me all the time. He'd tell me, you look ugly, or you look fat. Sometimes he'd play with me and say, hello, Miss Piggy. So that is the most absurd thing that I have ever heard in my entire... It's not the most absurd, but it's up there, dude. It's very funny too, because it's so wrong. Like, you can't call women piggy. They frown upon it. Trust me. I have definitely. I mean, I haven't said piggy, but I mean, I've said when I was younger, I've said some things to women that I thought that would just be funny and playful that weren't really like on. No, dude. They hold on to that forever. Just like that. Forever. And that wraps it up. This is the Austin Anderson Show. And I will be back tomorrow at 10 a.m.